everyone, welcome back. I'm Atenas and this is Mode Bespoke. For today's tutorial, we are doing part 2 of our Snowflake tea towel. If you haven't completed part 1 yet, I will link that down in the description box below. But for everybody else who's ready to go, let's get started. So let's take a look at our chart. We are beginning on row number 17, so we're going to do 3 consecutive white stitches on either side of the little snowflake arms, and then we're going to do this middle section right here, and we're going to expand on that snowflake. So we're going to be adding a couple of stitches on either side. So you will begin the row by stitching 16 half double crochets in blue. So I've already done 15 here, so I'm going to do stitch number 16, and 16 is going to be a color switch. And now we're ready to start our first section of 3, and that's going to be 3 white stitches. So we're going to go 3. This third one is going to be our color change, and then we're going to do 3 stitches in blue. We're going to follow it up with 1 stitch in white, and then 2 stitches in blue, and this is going to bring us to the center of our snowflake. And in the center, you're going to crochet 1 stitch in white, we're going to follow that up with 2 blue stitches. So let's take a look here at our chart to show you where we're at. So we're right here in this center part. So now all we have to do is just repeat what we just did one more time and then finish off the rest of the stitches in blue. So back to where we were at, we're in this center stitch. We're going to follow it up with 2 blue stitches, and then you have a white stitch. You're going to follow it up with 3 blue, and then you're going to have 3 white stitches, and then the rest of the row you're going to work that in blue stitches. So I was supposed to have made this third stitch a color switch and I didn't, so let me fix that real quick. So finish off the rest of the row in blue stitches, and then we'll start with row number 18. So let's begin row number 18. Now for row number 18, we're just going to move all of the arms of the snowflake a little more towards the center, and we're going to expand on this middle one and then bring this other one also towards the center. So we're going to begin our row by crocheting 21 stitches in blue. So I've already gone, I think it's 18 stitches here, but I got to this white section just to show you what we're going to do, since we have to shift the snowflake one over, or the arm of the snowflake one over towards the center. So I'm going to crochet here to the end of the stitch. So this is the end of the white section. So this would be stitch number 21. And then to shift it, we're just going to stitch number 22 is going to be in white. There we go. And now we're going to crochet 3 in blue. So we're going to go to this little white stitch right over here. But that's a total of 3 stitches. And then we're going to work 1 in white. Follow it up with 1 in blue. And now we're going to be in the center of our snowflake. So that very centermost stitch is going to be crocheted in white. So that's one white stitch. Follow it up with one blue stitch. And then we have another white stitch. We'll have 3 stitches in blue. And that'll bring us up to that last little arm on that on the snowflake. And right as we reach this first white stitch, we're going to switch over to white. Stitch 1 white stitch. And now the rest of the row, you're going to crochet it in blue. So finish your row, and I'll see you at the beginning of row number 19. So now let's review row number 19, and we're going to begin row number 19 with 20 stitches in blue. And we're still pushing the arms of the snowflake towards the center. We're going to make the center part a little bit wider, and then we finish the other side in blue. So let's begin the row with 20 stitches. I've already done 19 of them. So here we go. I'm going to work stitch number 20 right over here. And that is going to be also in blue. We're going to be shifting our stitch 1 towards the center. So that's why this little white stitch is crocheted in blue on this row. So see, that'll make it so that we shift our stitch over 1. Like so. And then we're going to do 3 stitches in blue. And now we're at the center of the snowflake, and that needs 3 stitches in white. And then we switch to blue, and we're going to do 3 stitches in blue. So then see, here's the center. All right, so we got 1 blue, 2, and then the last one, which is our color switch, we're going to do 1 in white. And then the rest of the row, you are going to crochet in blue. So then I'll meet you again for row number 20. So before we begin row number 20, we need to go over a couple of different things because there are some changes in stitch count. So the image looks like it's symmetrical, but it really isn't. So for all of the folks that are a little more advanced, know that once you get to the center of the snowflake, it is no longer a repeat. So where in previous rows we were repeating, it was the same number of stitches, from here on out, the left side of the stitching has more stitches than the right side. So, and that is because the bottom part of the stitching is made in odd numbers, it's crocheted in odd numbers, and the snowflakes are crocheted in an even number. So in order to compensate for that discrepancy in stitches, I had to add more stitches to the left side and then just even out the edges. So the edges will be even, and that is because it is more noticeable at the edge of the towel if you are missing stitches versus in the center of the tea towel. So that's why there's going to be a different stitch count from the left side to the right side. So pay really close attention. And also because there is so much activity going on in this next part of the crocheting, I'm not going to be reviewing every row with you like I had before in order to keep up with all of the numbers that we're going to be throwing at you. So I'm just going to tell you how many numbers of stitches there are in every color, and we're just going to work straight through. So I'll leave the image up at the top so that you can see it, but I'm not going to show you row by row like I did here in this bottom section. We're going to move a little bit more quicker pace because there is a lot of stitches to cover in this part. So let's get started here with row number 20. So for row number 20, we're going to begin with 6 stitches in blue. So you're going to crochet 6 blue. And then we're going to do 1 in white. So do your color switch. There you go. We're going to crochet 1 in white. So then you're going to follow it up with 11 stitches in blue. So remember, we are moving a little bit more quickly. And also, if you are having trouble keeping up, don't forget that the written instructions along with the chart are available on the website. You can get the full pattern, which includes the step-by-step instructions, and that's a line by line, and it also includes a chart, or you can get just the chart by itself. So both options are available on the website. All right, so you've crocheted your 11, and now you're going to do 1 in white. And then you're going to follow it up with 2 in blue. And then you'll make 1 in white. Switch it up, and you're going to do 1 in blue. And then you're going to do 5 stitches in white. You're going to do 1 stitch in blue. And then you're going to do 1 white. Two blue. One in white. And then you're going to do 13 stitches in blue. So see, this is where the discrepancies kind of start. So this is why you can't just get to the halfway point of the snowflake and then repeat what you did before. You have to start paying attention to stitch counts here for the next couple of rows. So it should be about 4 rows that are different. Yeah, so you did 13 stitches in blue. There we go, I'm almost done. You're going to do 1 more stitch in white for that third little snowflake. And now the rest of the row you complete in blue. All right, so we've chained 1, turned our work around, and now we're going to begin the row with 4 in blue. You're going to crochet 1 in white, and then you're going to go back to blue, and you're going to do 1 in blue. And then you're going to do 1 white. But you actually have to make the color switch. I just need to fix that real quick. Okay, 1 blue. One white. And we're done with that first snowflake. And then we're going to follow it up with 8 in blue. All right, here we go. We're going to do 1 in white. and then 3 in blue. And then 1 in white. You're going to do 2 in blue. And then you're going to do 2 in white. And this is now for that center part of the snowflake. So you got 2 white, you're going to switch, you're going to do 1 in blue. And 1 white, 1 blue, and then 2 white, 2 blue, one in white, 2 blue, and then that's 1 last white stitch for the big snowflake. And then you're going to do 7 in blue, and that's going to be the space between that big snowflake and the little snowflake. So it'll be 7 stitches in blue. Then you're going to switch to white, and you're going to do 1 white, but here I messed up right there. Let me do that one again. It was supposed to be, that blue one was supposed to be a color switch for me. Here we go. So now I forgot to pull on my thread. So I don't know if you remember the last video that I showed you that some of your loops can bleed through. So remember that when you're doing some big stitches or long stitches, so anything, 5+ stitches, just pull on the yarn that you're carrying just to tighten it up a little bit, and so it doesn't pull any loops behind your work. So let me fix that one real quick, then I can do my color switch. Okay, so we were working on that last snowflake. So to begin that last snowflake, we were doing 1 in white, and then 1 in blue, one in white, and that's going to be that center stitch, 1 in blue, and then last one in white, and then the rest of your row, you're going to work that in blue. So we're going to begin the next row by crocheting 5 in blue. So let me just move my paper over real quick. All right, so let me get my yarn ready to carry right here. All right, we're beginning with 5 blue, and that's going to bring us onto that first snowflake. And then we have 3 in white. I need to get a little bit more yarn because it's getting caught here. So I think this was 2 and then 3. Okay. We're going to do 6 in blue. And we're going to work 1 in white, and then 2 in blue, and then 1 white, and we have 2 blue, and then 3 in white. So now we're here at the center part of our snowflake. So we get a little bit closer here. So we said 3 in white, we've got 1 in blue, but my blue yarn seems to be getting caught on something. Okay, and then we have 3 in white. You're going to make 1 in blue, and then 3 in white. Then you'll have 3 blue, and 1 in white, two in blue, and then we have one last white one, and that's for this big snowflake. Go. Then I'll close up the stitch, and we're done with the big snowflake. Now in that section between the first and second snowflake, you're going to do 7 stitches in blue. And then we'll move on to that third and last snowflake. And for that snowflake, we're only going to do 3 stitches in white. Let me just tighten this up real quick. All right, so there's 1, 2, and 3. And the rest of the row, you're going to finish in blue. So here's how your work should be looking so far. So now for this next stitch, or next row I should say, we're going to be right in the middle of the snowflake. So we're going to have these big old long sections of just white stitching. And we are halfway done. So I'm pretty excited. All right, let's get started then. We need to start with 3 stitches in blue. And then you're going to have 3 stitches in white. And this is for our first snowflake. You're going to do 1 in blue. And then you'll have 3 in white. And you're going to do 4 in blue. Go. And now we have that big long section in the middle of the snowflake. That's going to be 10 stitches in white. So I'll just tug on this blue thread just because we crocheted a lot of stitches in white and I didn't want any of those loops to bleed through. So let me finish up this last stitch in white. All right, and now you're going to work 1 in blue. Then 2 in white. Then go back to blue and you're going to do 1. You're going to work 2 in white. And we're going to finish this big snowflake with 9 stitches in white. So this will be that long little arm on that snowflake, so that middle one. So 9 stitches in white. All right, and then we need to make 3 in blue if I don't lose my stitch. Here, let me redo that. Wait, 1, 2, 9. Okay, that needed to be a color change. I saw that I lost the stitch, but I didn't know if I'd pulled it a lot. Okay, so that was stitch number 9. Switch to blue. Okay, so now we have our 3 stitches in blue. So it was 9. In case I confused you, the 9 long stitches followed by 3 stitches in blue. And then we have 3 in white because we're now on that last snowflake. And then the last stitches of the row, you're going to crochet in blue. So there we go. So far we are looking good. We are halfway through with that snowflake. Now the rest of this is going to be a lot easier. So we've got one more, I think it's one more row, 1 or 2 more rows that are still not quite even, and then the rest of the work is going to be really easy to crochet. All right, so we're starting row number 24, and we were starting with 5 stitches in blue. And then we're gonna do 3 in white. And then 6 in blue. And then 1 white. And then 1 blue. I'm sorry, 2 blue. It's not 1, it's 2. So it's 2 blue. And then 1 in white. We're going to do 2 in blue. And then you have 3 in white, because we're at that center of the snowflake. It's 2, 3. We're going to do 1 in blue, followed up by 3 in white. And then 1 in blue. And 3 in white. And that was the center of the snowflake. So now we go back to blue and we're going to crochet 3. So that's 1, 2, 3. And you're going to do 1 in white. And then 2 in blue. Then 1 in white, and you will be done with the large snowflake in the middle. And then you're going to do 7 in blue. All right, and then you've got 3 in white, and this is for the last little snowflake. And the last 5 stitches of the row should be in blue. All right, so we're starting off our next row with 4 blue stitches. And then we're going to do 1 in white. We're going to switch to blue and do 1 in blue. Switch to white again. We're going to do 1 in white. And then 1 blue. One in white. And then you're going to do 8 in blue. And you're going to do 1 in white. You'll do 3 in blue. going to go back to white and do 1 in white. We're going to do 2 in blue. There you go. Now we have 2 white. One in blue. And then for some reason my blue yarn just keeps getting stuck. Okay. And then we're going to do 1 in white, which is the center. So we're at the center of the large snowflake. All right, we're going to do 1 in blue. And then 2 in white. Then we have 2 in blue. One in white. Let me tighten that up real quick. There we go. Where were we? Okay. And then we have 2 in blue. You're going to do 1 in white, and you are done with a large center snowflake. So now you have 7 blue, and this is between the large center snowflake and that small, the last small snowflake. So we've got 7. Okay, so yeah, this is my color switch. Okay, so you have 1 in white. And then you'll do 1 blue. And then 1 white. 1 in blue. 1 last stitch here in white. And the remaining 4, it should be 4 stitches, are going to be worked in blue. Alright, so moving on here, we're going to begin our row by crocheting, I think it's 6 stitches in blue. And this is the last row for our little snowflakes. So after this, we're not going to have any more small snowflakes. And we'll go back to the large number of blue stitches. Okay, so I think I've got 1 more here. There we go. And you're going to do 1 stitch in white. And then you have 11 stitches in blue. So I fast forward that a little bit just because it's starting to get lengthy here. So after you've done your 11 stitches in blue, should be this one, we're going to do 1 in white. And then you're going to do 2 in blue. Alright, and we're going to do 1 in white. And that brings us to the center of the large snowflake. And that next part has 5 stitches in white. But I need to grab all of my yarn. I don't know what it's getting stuck to. There's nothing under the table, so I have no idea what my yarn is getting stuck on. Alright, but we had 5 stitches in white. There we go. And then we're going to do one in blue. And we are out of the center of the snowflake. Okay, we're going to do one in white. And then do two in blue. We got 1, 2. And then we have one last white stitch for the large snowflake. All right, after this we have 13 stitches in blue. All right, there we go. So I'm just skipping all of these large stitches because we're starting to get to bigger numbers. All right, so we have one stitch in white, and we are done with the two little snowflakes. So after this, we don't have those anymore. There you go. And the rest of the row, you're just going to complete in blue. And let's get this last stitch done here. Okay, so here's our work. We are completely done with these little snowflakes. So now moving on to, what is this, row number 27. So from 27 on, for the rest of the snowflake at least, you have these really large spaces on either side of the snowflake. So I'm not going to crochet every stitch with you here. I'm just going to tell you how many stitches you need in blue. We're going to work this white section together, and then we're just going to move on. It is just a repetition of the bottom part. So these parts, I think we've got maybe another row or so. They should start being symmetrical again. So we began row number 27 with 22 white stitches. So if you need to pause it, start with 22 white stitches, and then you're going to do one in white and follow it up with 3 stitches in blue. So then you're going to do 3 stitches in white, it's because here we're in the center part. So we got 3 right there. All right, so that's 2 and 3. You're going to follow it up with 3 stitches in blue. That's 2, and that's 3. And we have just one last white stitch left. So we're going to do 1 in white, switch back to blue, and now the rest of the row, you're going to complete that in blue. You're going to move on to the next row, and we're going to begin the next row with 17 blue stitches. So this right over here is going to be 17 stitches. So complete all of that, and I will see you again when we're on, stitch number 18. Okay, so here are all my stitches. We're ready to go. I've done all 17. And now we're ready to move on to the white section. So we've got 3 stitches in white. And then we're going to have 3 stitches in blue. We're going to do 1 in white, 1 blue, 1 white, 1 blue, and then 1 white, and that's the center of the snowflake. All right, now we're going to do 3 stitches in blue, and then do 3 in white. We're going to switch to blue again. and you're going to complete the rest of the row in blue. Now for the beginning of the next row, you're going to start with 20 stitches in blue. So just finish this row, begin the next one. It's going to be 20 stitches in blue. Alright, so I've already completed my 20 stitches. And now we're going to do 2 in white. And then we're going to do 2 in blue. We're going to do 1 in white. And then 2 in blue. So we have 1, 2. And then you're going to do 1 white. And then this is the centermost stitch. You're going to do 2 blue. You're going to do 1 in white. See, we have this other end of the snowflake to complete. And you got 2 blue. And finally, you're going to finish with 2 in white. And that is the end of the snowflake here, at least for this row. The rest of the row, you're going to complete it in blue. So do all of these stitches and then begin the next row with 17 blue stitches. So here we go. Yep, just double checking that. So yeah, you need 17 stitches in blue. Alright, so we've got our 17 stitches. We're ready to go. We need 1 white. And then you're going to do 1 blue. And then 1 white. And then we're going to do 4 in blue. All right, switching to white, and we're going to do 3 stitches in white. And then we have 4 in blue. We're going to do 1 in white. And then 1 in blue. Okay, and we have 1 last white one right here. Yay, we're done with the snowflake. And now the rest of the row, you are going to work in blue. And you're going to begin the next row by crocheting 18 stitches in blue. So finish this one and then crochet 18 more stitches, and I will meet you there. Okay, so we're on our next row. Oh, we are almost done. Okay, so once you've got your 18 stitches, we're going to work 1 in white. And then we're going to do 6 in blue. And then you do 1 white, 1 blue, 1 white, 1 blue, and that last white one, and then we have 6 in blue. All right, we've got 1 last white stitch, and then we'll be done with the snowflake for this row. Okay, so the next row you're going to begin with 25 stitches. So you're going to have to do 25 in blue, and that's going to bring you to the center stitch. You're only going to have to do 1, and then you finish the rest of the row. So let me complete all of my 25. We're going to be here at the center, and then we're going to do just the 1 white stitch. And then you finish the rest of the row in blue. Now for this next row, you're going to start with 26 in blue. So let me find where we're at here on the chart. So we're going to do 26 in blue, and then you're going to do 3 in white. So once you've completed them here, so here are all 26 stitches, we're going to do the 3 in white. See, we are almost done. I'm pretty excited. I don't know if you are. Okay, there we go. And we're going to switch back to blue, and then you just finish the row. Okay, and now the rest of this work you can do on your own, and now you can go at whatever pace you want. So let's just review the chart real quick. So for the very last row of the snowflakes, you are going to have to crochet 25 in white. I'm sorry, in blue. I don't know why I said white. 25 in blue, 1 in white, and then you finish the row in blue. And that's it. Now the rest of the work is going to be a repetition here of rows 1 through 11. So row number 35 through 45, you're just going to repeat 1 through 11, okay? And then for row 46 to 67, which is this big old center section, that's all just half double crochets in blue. So if you want to carry your yarn, go for it. If you want to just cut your yarn and then crochet this all in blue, which is what I did, go ahead and do that too. And then you're going to start again in row 68. So row 68 to 77 is again a repetition of rows 1 through 11. So you'll be able to crochet the rest of this on your own. If you are an experienced crocheter and you don't want to see how I make the border, you can stop right here. Go ahead and just finish your work. If you want to get an idea for how to do the border, I'm going to work on that here in a little bit. We're going to do a half double crochet border. And this one is a little bit different than what we did for that the reindeer tea towel. But if you want to see that, we're going to be working on that next. So what we're going to do for that border is I'm just going to show you how to crochet along the left side of the tea towel. So we're going to crochet around here the side. Then I'll show you how to go around the corner. And you're just going to go around the tea towel twice, and it'll create a nice thick border. If, however, you want a wider towel, so if you want a wider tea towel, you can go around it a few times. So here we are now with our tea towel. It's already finished. So I went through and I did all of the last remaining rows, which I went over with you a while ago. So now we've done row 78 and we're on that last stitch of row 78. So here we go. So for the border, we're going to do a half double crochet border, and you're going to start this border by just crocheting a chain 1. And you can either do this in the white yarn or the blue yarn. You should have enough of either yarn to complete this. So you're just going to chain 1, and let me zoom in so everybody can see. And we're going to crochet along the left side of the towel. So right down this edge. Now, if you notice, the stitching isn't exactly aligned, I guess. It isn't as noticeable. So see, it's just kind of side stitching. This top stitching is really easy to identify. So while you're stitching along the sides, you're going to have to take care of your own spacing. So just pick the first stitch about as far as a normal half double crochet stitch would be. There you go. And then just pick a space right next to it and make another half double crochet. This little side is going to be a little bit trial and error. So just work a half double crochet in even spacing all along the edge of the row. So see, it's nice and even. So go all the way to the corner. I'll teach you how to work on the corner stitches here in just a moment. So once you made it all the way down the left side of the towel, you're going to get to that corner stitch. So in every single one of the corner stitches, you're going to crochet 3 half double crochets, and all 3 of these half double crochets are going to be in that same corner stitch. What this is going to do is create a nice round little corner. So right 2. Let me do the last one and I'll show you what I mean here. There we go. So now that's created a nice round corner, and you're ready to begin along the bottom side of the tea towel. So then you just half double crochet all along the edge until you get to the corner, and then you're going to do 3 in the corner and then just repeat. So now for some troubleshooting, once you finish this first side, so it's the left side, if you notice there are 2 different things that can happen. If you have too few stitches, here, let me pull this out. What's going to happen is that your work is going to start to kind of cave into itself, so it'll fold in. So if it starts to kind of fold into itself, it means you don't have enough stitches. So you'll need to pull out your stitches and then add more stitches along the edge so that it doesn't curl up. So as soon as it curls up, just know that that means you have too few stitches. You need to add more stitches. Now the other thing that can happen is if you added too many stitches, you're going to have a wavy end. So it's going to be really wavy and it's going to start opening up. So it'll kind of expand a bit. It'll have kind of an accordion look to it. That means you have too many stitches. So you want to correct this on this first turn around so that your border is nice and even. So if it's concave, too few stitches. If it's wavy, it's too many stitches. So that's just trial and error. Give it a shot. You might get it on your first try, you might not. So it just depends on how you crochet. So go around the border twice and your towel will be done. So that was our tutorial for today, guys. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have any questions or comments, be sure to leave it down in the comment section below. You can still access the pattern. It will be available on the website, and I'll link everything down in the description box. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already. Go check out the Instagram page. You can see previews to all of the work we're going to be doing here on YouTube. And if you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it. So thank you so much, everyone. I'll see you again next Thursday.